Look at that sexy looking roof. All these pieces of wood put together in the right combination made this solid fiberglass center window frame. I literally had to use a hammer to get the fiberglass into the mold. One challenge at a time. So I need to get a hinge through there straight, and I only want the recess or the hole to be as skinny as this. Plunging the hole on the right angle was virtually impossible for me, so I oversized the hole and the recess, and then I fixed everything up with bog later. It took ages, don't you worry about that. I had to straighten the fiberglass side pillar because I was using wooden molds to press it together with tremendous force. Every time I would use the mold, it would deform more and more after every mold. I made about 6 of them, and this was the second best one I had. I only got one perfect one. I am the god of dust. What a town hero. Oh, I love this thing. It's so much quieter when it's working how it should. That bit is good. The speeds are good. I made this thingy so I can cut this straight. She's not perfect, but it'll do the job. All I have to do is adjust the height of this perfectly so it's symmetrical with this table line here. Can't find the footage. I oversized the bottom frame, so I had to cut them back for the center window, clean up the side pillars on the belt sander. Could have just done this instead of the thingy. Drill holes in the pillar covers to straighten them up in the CNC. Cut some alley to fix the center window frame. Cut some scrap 15mm perspex for the center window. Recess the perspex for the hinges. Sanded the edges of the perspex to test out a technique to polish the edges with a torch. Thank you to the guy that I bought the perspex from. And for the scrap piece of 15mm. Scrape the edges off with a tape measure. Look at how bodgy you sanded it. Turn on fire. This also works with the map gas. I tried it, but I lost the footage. It's going to be scary as hell when I've got to do it with the real piece of 15mm because it costs nearly $700 for a sheet. I had to fix the angle of the base of the center window. After I did this, I obviously had to do lots of sanding and grinding. The angle on the front window is now 43 degrees, just like the Reaver. Now it's time to mount the window. I'm using the 2 mounting points I made in the center window with M8 nut and bolts. Once the deck is painted, I'll use Sikaflex too. So I've got to make sure that these line up. And when I had it fixed here and here, I was stuck there every time I'd move the back to where it needed to be. It'd go out of whack. Very frustrating. It'd be good to have some more hands, but I need to allow for this. This pokes out past this piece of wood, 21mm. And after I did that, then I find out I've got some massive gap here. Oh dear. It's going to be interesting to see how I can mount the real window frames for the sides because they're on the funny angle. This gap here is annoying me. I should have straightened this up ages ago. So now I'm going to do it real bodgy. I didn't want to dismantle everything and then reassemble everything back together again. No more playing around, too impatient, using the belt sander. Back here again. Huh? It's, like it's back to how it was.
See this looking for.
That's a little bit different. This bit is going out like that, which is what I have been trying to avoid, but this is the incorrect shape anyway. This is how much further I need to extend it because I've moved this pillar back and I need to scrub it and yeah. You can also see I've got lots of grinding to do on this window, which is fine. This is why it was good that I didn't do the top coat painting of the top. When I take these two bends off and then squash them together backwards, they line up really close. You can see this side is pretty good. I'm going to trim these up so it sits down where it should be, and then I'll take some more measurements and then I'll make a paper template. This was fun. So you're probably wondering why I cut it down so much. Well, you're probably not, because you're smarter than me. I made the bottom line perfect. I'm going to oversize the top, and I cut it back further on that end and on this end because I want to, it's easy. I just plus 25 is what that means, and then plus 16 from there. And then plus 16.5 there, and then off the top it'll be 78. So I'll just mark that, and then when I make the paper template, I'll oversize the paper template, and it's easy to follow the straight edges, to add more to the straight edges, because none of the stuff lined it up good before. I may as well cut it back so I can easily read the numbers on the tape measure. And I was using this flat bar to ensure that that angle there is always got to sweep that way. But I'm guessing after I do the perspex, it's going to take lots of dummy fits to get that right too. That's definitely what ended up happening. Look at how beautiful it'll look when this is in. It's not sitting perfect because these screws are in the way, but I'll fix that. These two pieces of wood should be parallel, and I made sure that those angles make that parallel. I know they've a little bit twisted and stuff. Now I've got everything lining up here, like that and that. Now I just have to make sure that this doesn't move around. So in the past, I made a stuff up and I didn't do that. And then when I made the dummy windows, which ended up being just for show now, because I'm about to make completely new shaped windows without a mold and hopefully cold forming. Okay, I'm off topic now. I just need to fix this to here temporarily, so this doesn't slide backwards or forwards and then go out of whack. And then I've got to make the perspex, which is going to end up being thrown away because I'm going to be making a mold for the top windowsill out of the perspex, like I did on the bottom window frame. I screwed it real bodgy up the front too, so the front doesn't move too much. You can see it. It's got a little bit, but without that, it was worse. I think it'll try to pull out anyway, so it really only needed a piece to overlap there. I did the same thing to the other side, slightly different spot because both sides are slightly different. Made another stencil again. So I've got this notched out because that's the definite size of the window here to here, and I wanted to oversize it because I wasn't sure what the curve's going to look like. But I think that might make it bend funny, so I might, that's the reason why I'm going to cut it like that. And I'm going to end it there. No one watches the whole video anyway, so I'm going to break it up into lots of pieces. You can not like and subscribe if you want to be an idiot.